while I was here, I just wanted to chat about holistic pre and post tattoo care part 2. Just a little bit more about it, because I feel like it's a topic that keeps coming up for me lately, or at least in my realm. So maybe it might help you if you're in that realm too. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the importance of cleansing. Now I know I spoke a lot on a couple of Instagram posts about the importance of cleansing physically, emotionally, spiritually as well. Obviously physically you need to be cleansing for a tattoo because you want your immune system to be top notch. So cleansing, you want to be cleansing probably maybe like a month or so before your tattoo appointment. You don't want to be doing it too close to your tattoo appointment because you don't want to shock your immune system when you get your tattoo. Be cleansing as well as having an injury, probably not the best idea. So we probably want to be doing it like a month beforehand, leaving like a couple of weeks for your body to rejuvenate itself and be thriving again. Charcoal would be number 1 because it cleanses heavy metals out, it detoxifies your blood. It's a great detoxification tool. It's just great for everything really. So charcoal, number 1, and I always recommend Symbioticas because their stuff is just potent and it's bioavailable and it tastes great. So it's a win-win in every situation in my book. So yes, cleansing the month before physically. So we've got charcoal. We could also use other antioxidants like glutathione or vitamin C. Too much vitamin C is going to make you poo a lot. So it's going to cleanse you out if you want that. Have a high dose of good vitamin C and it'll cleanse you right out. So not just physically cleansing our body, but we also want to be energetically cleansing as well. So maybe that could be including rituals every night, as I've mentioned in previous videos and posts. Like the shower ritual is always a great cleansing ritual. You can be smudging with any type of smoking sage or herbs from your own garden. You know, if you've got rosemary or something like that, you can burn it up. Lavender's a great one too. So yeah, you can do that with intention before your tattoo to really integrate it and to help cleanse out anything stuck before you get your tattoo, because you don't want to be imprinting that energy into you really. So cleansing is really important, about a month as I said, and then just before the tattoo, so maybe like the week leading up to the tattoo or 2 weeks leading up to the tattoo, we want to be having really nourishing immune boosting foods, as I said in the previous video about this. So that includes things like turmeric, anti-inflammatory stuff. Vitamin C is always really good just to help boost your immunity. Elderberry is also really good too if you are feeling like you're getting sick. Anything fermented foods are really good. So kimchi, those are called kombucha, like your own kombucha and stuff like that, are really good to nourish your body before you get tattooed, because you want to make sure that your body is feeling that vitality and it doesn't feel sluggish, and you're getting enough sleep so that you feel good for your tattoo, and your immune system's not going to get knocked out, and you're not going to have to take time off work, and the tattoo's not going to heal right. Like, we want to make sure that it's all G. We can also make sure with that, if we want to integrate it properly, and making sure that our immune system response is doing well, we can always do a cleanse afterwards, to make sure that if anything has come up, like any parasites or any heavy metal flare-ups or anything like that, which can happen if your body is fully toxified and you have a wound and you have your body has to heal something. So yes, maybe after a month we can do that cleanse to make sure that we're getting rid of any of that build-up from the immune system flare-up, or our immune system having that shock, So any toxins that have flared up, any free radicals that have sort of like stirred up and wanting to could cause havoc in your immune system. We're making sure we're neutralizing that and nourishing our body before that happens. And water. So water, I think I spoke about this last time. Water, we are made of water, literally. So we want to flush out those toxins from our body before we get tattooed. As I said, that detoxification before we get tattooed, about a month before and maybe a month after, just in case. Water is a really important part of that, because that's how everything gets out, you know, like we are made of water. That's how everything flows. That's how our chi flows energetically. That's how our blood flows, you know, it's all made of water. So ensuring that we're having the best quality water possible, not water that's going to make it all plugged up and not work properly. We need to be having pure water. I know like some people says, oh, water's water, but it's not. Water's not water. You go and test the water from your tap and try and drink that. It'll have heavy metals in it, it'll have parasites in it, it'll have traces of God knows what in it. So we want to make sure that we're having clean water. So spring water is always best, and then also if you want to filter it, reverse osmosis is a good filter, because that gets out 99.9% of the fluoride. It gets rid of chlorine, it gets rid of all of the nasties basically. And then we can go a step further and we can have hydrogen water, where we just hydrogenate the water, making the molecule of the water smaller and making it more absorbable. So basically adding to our ability to take in that water. So it's going to hydrate us a lot faster. And we've seen this in studies before. If you do Kangen, you know what I'm talking about. If not, hydrogen water, Hydrogen Health, is a really good one. If you want to learn more about it, they've got a lot on their website. But yeah, it is amazing, and it is amazing to realize the difference in good quality water, and not just the water that you're drinking, but the stuff that you're bathing in. So especially if you've got a fresh tattoo, or even what the tattoo artist is actually using at the time, because we use soapy water to wash the tattoo down and stuff. If they're using crappy water, which they shouldn't be, because it should be demineralized, I hope. Make sure. Anyway, getting off track. Showers. So showering water, bath water, even like afterwards, like after it's healed, don't ever go in chlorine or salt water until it's healed. But even after it's healed, making sure that the quality of water that we're bathing in is really good. And if we are going in things like chlorine pools and stuff like that, making sure we're detoxifying straight afterwards. Like we're going in a sauna and sweating those chemicals out. We're using the charcoal to get rid of any of those chemicals and all that sort of stuff. So water is really, really important in not only pushing out the toxins, but it can be adding to the toxins if we're drinking the wrong water, or if we're using the wrong water in day-to-day life. So the importance of having a good diet before getting tattooed. So I mean, eating as clean as possible, nourishing foods, as I said, even eating minimal meat if you do eat meat, or animal products, just because meat, animal products and stuff like sugars, and even some glutens, they attract parasites, and parasites like to come out when you eat stuff like that, or even alcohol. When you have alcohol, parasites like to come out, and when parasites come out, that's when flare-ups happen, that's when our inflammation happens, that's when our immune system response gets triggered, and we really don't want that at the time of getting tattooed, because your immune system response is already going to be triggered. Your immune system is already going to be working hard to try and heal yourself because it's a wound. So you really don't want them to be at the same time. Otherwise you could risk getting sick or getting the tattoo infected. So yeah, just making sure that we're really mindful of stuff like that, because it is a thing, and not just on a spiritual level of like plant medicines, and shamans used to recommend like a dieta, like you would have a certain type of foods for this certain amount of time So it would spiritually integrate better because you're lighter, your presence and your essence, your vibration is lighter, able to receive more, able to integrate more. So it's pretty much the same, but actually on a physical level, it makes sense because the parasites are there and they're ready to attack. So let's make sure that we're doing it at a smart time. Which brings me to a lot of females come in and they wonder why it hurts so much. Last time it didn't hurt as much, and my first question is always, are you on your moon cycle? Are you bleeding? And they usually say yes. So during this phase of our cycle, everything is more heightened, everything is more sensitive, everything's a bit more inflamed as well. Our inflammation goes up because of our hormones. So we don't really, like, you kind of want to avoid to get tattooed during this period. Just because you want to, like, during a period you want to be resting as well. And I know that tattooing can be restful for a lot of people, but you just got to be aware. Like, you don't have to not get tattooed while you're on your bleed. If it works for you, it's great, but you got to be aware that it can be much more painful just because you are on your bleed. You can also use that as a really powerful, if you do choose to get tattooed on your bleed, you can use that as a really powerful extra releasing tool, transmutation tool. We're already doing the tattoo ritual, which is the blood ritual, and then you can amplify that with the period blood, with your magic of the moon cycle, really, if you're into magic. Which brings me to another interesting fact about moons and moon cycles. Parasites are more active on the full moon. So once again, parasites and tattoos, parasites and immune system, really, and then add tattoos into the mix. As I said, it's not super great, but yeah, so that's just a thing to be aware of. The parasites are more active at the full moon, so they could trigger a more severe immune system response. You could get sick, the tattoo could get infected during this period of time, which is really super interesting in my opinion. So just be aware of that if you are going to get tattooed around the full moon, making sure that you're eating the right foods, you're drinking the right drinks, you're doing all the right things, healing, using the right healing balms, all the right protocols, and you'll be fine. If you're doing all the wrong things, then I'd probably worry, especially if it's on the full moon. So yeah, it's pretty much just about taking precautions and knowing your body and understanding the body, really, and understanding the body's systems, energetic systems, and preparing yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually for that tattoo, and making sure you're cleansed, as I said, and making sure that you're aware of your cycle, you're aware of the moon cycle, even, like, for, as I said, the parasites, but even the power and the intention of the tattoo. And yeah, tattoos can be really powerful for that, but that can just help with the holistic pre and post care healing.